Okay, so let me just get this the right size. It's a problem because my screen is too wide. All right, so this video is to show you how to make, how to organize the Zotero folder. And so let me show you just like to motivate why that's a good thing. So there's a couple of things that you can do with an entire collection on Zotero. You can generate a report from the items, and of course it's too big. So in this report you can see it has the title and the journal article and the author and the year, under date, and also up here. It has the abstract, it has the tags that are associated with the article, the notes that are associated with it, and then you can scroll down and see here's the next one and the next one, and it's sort of nice to just be able to read through them all at once and sort of get a good idea of what literature you have. If you didn't want to have to do all that scrolling and you wanted to sort of be able to organize them better and maybe group them or whatever, so it might be more useful to export them into a CSV format. So I'm just going to do that now. I already did it. And it's in my documents, so I'll open that up. And let me just fit this to the right size. Okay, so you can see here that it has all the information just placed in this Excel sheet. But the issue is that it doesn't have all of the information because some of them are missing. Some of them are missing their journal or the year, the pages. The dates are all weird. I think that's pretty fine, but and then you can see it has the tags. It has manual tags and automatic tags, so we don't really want there to be two columns there, so we'll probably get rid of the automatic tags. And then it also has the notes in here. They're kind of messy with all of this stuff in it. We can find a way to clean that later with the program. But yeah, so the basic idea is just be able to create this collection and have it like really nice and easy to read through. And so how to do that? So sorry, let me just say one other thing for organizing it, like why that's a good thing. So on the left you see these tags over here. It's really useful to just be able to go in and click on something. Let's say I was interested in studies that talked about LGBT issues, I don't know, with that attributions. And so like boom, it just filtered out only those studies. Easy. But it's not super useful if these are not like really good tags. So for example, let me find one. Next. I did that at some point because I wanted to like organize which ones I was going to read next before I got more useful workflows. But anyway, I'm just going to delete that tag because I don't need it. And so and also some of these are like not really like you don't really understand what they're about, and so what I want to do is just go through and make all the tags like really nice and relevant. And so yeah. Okay, so let's look at what that looks like for each article. So I'm just going to click on this first one over here, and the first thing I'm going to do is go to info, and so I can see that it is journal article. That's correct. You can see the title. So let's open this up so we can check it. So I just need to resize it again. Okay, and so we can see, yep, that's the same title. And the authors, those are the same authors. The abstract looks to be complete. The publication, that's correct. So each of these things, as you can see when I click on them, it lets me edit it. So if anything wasn't right, you would be able to fix it by doing that there. Look at the volume and the date, those are here, and the page numbers. Any information that's available, you might as well put it in, although pages doesn't really get used in a citation. It's good to have the DOI if it's available. Don't worry about all of this stuff. Next thing you want to do is go to notes, and if there weren't a note here, you could add one. And you see that creates another note under the item, but I'm just going to delete that because I don't need it. And so for the note, what I want you to do is read the abstract. You shouldn't need to read more than that, but if something's unclear from the abstract, it might help to go down to the conclusion section. So they have a discussion. I would maybe like read the last couple of paragraphs if you can't really understand it from the abstract. But what you want to try to get at is like what was the main finding of the study, and sort of just like maybe a few words on what the study actually was. So I did that here. Study about conflict and attributions in Indonesia. Christians but not Muslims use stronger situational attributions for violent in-group acts than for violent out-group acts. In contrast, both Muslims and Christians use stronger dispositional attributions for violent out-group acts than for violent in-group acts. So I just copy-pasted this from the abstract, but it's better if you summarize it in your own words. I just didn't want to bother with that while I was making the video. Okay, so once you've got your note in there, the next thing that I want you to do, so click back up here on the parent item, and then you can go to tags. And I want you to make sure that the tags are all like good and relevant and have all of the ones that we need. So first, I want you to say what kind of a paper it is. Is it an empirical study, a review paper, or a meta-analysis? Those are the main types that you'll have. Then just sort of use tags that seem relevant. So intergroup attribution bias is a tag that they have in here. They also have intergroup conflict, but I didn't feel like I really needed to include that. I have international because I think there is probably going to be differences between Americans versus other cultures, and so it's good to sort of have that tag to show that it's not an American sample. And religious groups is just sort of the groups that they're focusing on for the attributions. I'm going to stop here because they started mowing the lawn and it's really loud. Okay, so I'm using my mic, and hopefully the sound from outside is not too loud. It is very loud in here. But let's look next. So where I left off was talking about the tags. So what I want to do, so ignore this related thing on at the end. We don't really need it. But what I want to do next is talk about organizing the tags. So I don't want to have tags that are double, like overlapping. So you see here, for example, intergroup attribution bias and intergroup attribution error. Those are the same thing. So let's just decide, and it's up to you to decide which one you want to keep. If they're the same, I don't really care. But here, let's just say attribution. So let's just stick with this one, because you know you have like the ultimate attribution error. It's an error, error bias, same thing, whatever. So what I'm going to do here is right click on the one I don't want to keep. So that, and then I'm going to rename it to be exactly the same as the other one, and what that's going to do is merge those together. So now you see there's only one. Okay, I don't see, so we have prejudice, race, and racial prejudice. Those should all just be the same thing. And the more you read the abstracts and get to know the literature, the more you'll know like what tags are the same and are redundant. One thing that I'll show you is that tags are case sensitive, so I'm just adding race to this for now. And you see I added it with lowercase. What happened to my mouse? Okay, and so now you see that is going to pop up in here. It should. I'm just gonna click away from there to come back. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we have, sorry, race and race. And so that is also not good. So what I'm gonna do is rename this and just change the capitalization, and now it's the same one. But that being said, I don't want this to have that tag, so I'm gonna take it off. One thing that I did in my previous attempt to make this video was I created this to clean tag. And so what you can do is drag any new article that's added, and you can just drag it over to clean. What I did is I dragged all of them over. So you just highlight all of them and then make sure that's highlighting the right one, and now they all have that tag. And then you can remove the tag when you're done, and then just click on that, and so you can see the ones that you still have to do. So that's an easy way to keep track of what you've done and what you haven't done, as long as you remember to add the tag and remove it. So yeah, so in terms of like which tags to use, I think this is the most difficult part of the task, is deciding on the tags, but it's also the most important part. So I'll just show you what Maggie did. We had these tags for found and can't find, for ones that for articles that you couldn't find, but I'm going to remove those because we don't need them. And you see that these are nice. They're all are capitalized. They're not too redundant. When you click on any one of them, there's more than one article in there, so you never want to just have one article. So I think this is maybe I would capitalize this, but other than that, is really good organization. So if you want an example, you can look at that. And that's it for this.